already a part 3. No, 4. Sorry, 4. And just to remind you, you can follow me on Facebook, Facebook group mod international. Also on my YouTube channel mod mistrz osobistej doskonałości, or just look in your Google search Igor Legowski, and you will find me as well. If you would like to have, okay, I will also post this in LinkedIn, on my Facebook, so I hope you will have no problems in finding this stream. Okay, let's just check if I'm in the right and correct place on Facebook. Yes, I think so. But why I can't find this right now? Sorry, just give me a hint. Just give me a 1 second. Okay, just give me a 1 second. Yes, this one. Okay, great. Okay, good. Hello, Jakub. No, this is book. This is part 3, and what about part number 4? Yes. So here we are. Great. I'm ready. I hope you are ready as well. So let's start. Just a very short reminder and introduction. So we will go through the entire Lean Six Sigma Green Belt project DMake. So we'll go through all the phases. We'll go step by step. We will create during that way we will create 2 kind of documents. So one will be this presentation, a simple PowerPoint presentation, which later on I will upload somewhere, and I will let you know in the PDF format. So there is no need so if you worry that you are not following, you are not able to see this, or it's already passed, or streaming is finished, so don't worry. Everything what I will draw and write here in this presentation, later on it will be available for free in PDF. Also, what we are doing, we are following a small and very simple Google spreadsheet, and this is actually what we are creating. So this is the simplest, the most practical project book for Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, and everything what you have to fill down is in green, and in the blue there are some headers, and the main results from your work is marked in yellow or in orange. So let's now focus that. Okay, yesterday we managed to to knock to our customer, and we have made a very simple interview with the customer, a very interesting meeting. We went actually to find out what is the voice of the customer, and as the result of this discussion we have created a very clear and very precise very precise equation, or very precise specification of the customer regarding the quality of my effect that I'm giving to this customer as the result of my work. And this is what we call in Lean Six Sigma a critical to quality. So we have indicated what is critical to the quality from my customer's perspective. And let's assume that what is interested for us is, for example, the temperature, 25 degrees Celsius, and We have the lower specification limit and upper specification limit. We have to always follow the tolerance. You have to always ask for this tolerance. The tolerance is very important. You may think, or perhaps you already met some customers that used to say that no, there is no zero tolerance. Yes, zero tolerance. It has to be 25, no more, no less. I will not accept any tolerance. And actually, in reality, there is always a tolerance, but the customers may not be aware that there is a field to tolerate something. So the space, like for example, okay, they are saying okay, the 25 Celsius. Okay, so you are asking, I understand, dear customer, what about plus minus 1 degree? No, forget about it. Okay, what about plus minus half degree? No, it's not possible. Okay, what about plus minus 0.1? No. And 0.05? No, 0.01? Okay, 0.01 I can agree. So there's always a tolerance. The question is, are we able to meet these requirements? Do we have enough equipment? Do we have a good equipment, precise enough? So this is another question, but the tolerance is always there, and we have to just learn, and actually we should not stop the voice of the customer, meeting with the customer, if we are not if we don't have this information. So in general, every CTQ has like a three measures. So each CTQ we can do like this, because what we will do right now, we will prepare to a business case, and the starting point for the business case is CTQ as well, and we have our goal, we have the lower specification limit and upper specification limit. Okay, so this is in blue. You remember we are creating this book together from scratches, nothing there. So the goal, like for example 25, you have to put here like this is what we are measuring. So this is exactly a copy and paste of this information here. Let me do this in the more yellow. I hope it will like this. Okay. So 24, the lower specification limit may be, for example, 22, the upper 26. Okay. And this we can copy, because we will do something with this. No. Okay. So now we know exactly how it should be. So we did a very important part of define phase in Lean Six Sigma. We know a very accurate and very precise, and what is the most important, measurable expectations regarding the effects of my work from the customer. So this is the most important thing. By the way, let me just check one thing. I see that I'm just moving my hands and going behind this sign of mod with my hands. Now it's better. Okay, great. So coming back to define phase, let's make a small summary. What is actually the main requirement for the define phase? The define phase. So first is to know your customer. Do you know this abbreviation? If you're working in the bank or shared service center or any financial institution, there is a very important step in processing any kind of customer or information or transfer, whatever, is know your customer, QIC. And this is exactly what we have to do in define. So first we have to know our customer, and we are doing this via SIPOC. So actually the first is SIPOC, and then you know your customer. Then you have to do the VOC. So you have to go to the customer, talk to him, listen to him, and transfer his voice into critical to quality. And this is actually from the Six Sigma purposes for the project, for this root cause problem case and the process. It's enough. So this actually we take to the define phasor. So this two we take into, this two we take into our measure phase. So this we take simply and with shift, okay. This is interesting. Okay, so we take this two we take to the measure phase, but there's also something we have to do in the define. We have to do something. So business case, and then project charter. These two cases we are taking for demake. So like for the whole project. So what does it mean? That you have to take care about two very important elements of the demake project at the define phase. So first you take care about the, let's do like this. So first you have to prepare some initial information for your measure phase to keep this logic, to keep this flow, and also in define phase you have to prepare with some preparation for a project, and the demake is a project. So demake project. Okay. Let me make it bigger so you will not miss it and you will not forget. So this is going here. And this is going here. So this we done already. So what is required for the measure phase we done. Now we have to look a little bit and prepare ourselves for the next activities. You know that we now from the define we go through measure, analyze, improve, control. We need a time, we need resources, we need a plan. We need to prepare for this quite intensive and long-lasting project, because demake is not an easy one, so it will take like 3 months at least. So you have to prepare yourself. You have to make sure that you have enough resources and you have a plan. And this is about this number 3 and 4 in the define phase. Okay, are you ready? So the business case actually is built with 3 elements. Each business case in the project, in the demake projects, business case. I have a business case have actually 3 elements, and this is also what we have to remember: A, B, and C. So current stage, actually how much we lose. Moment. So the first is the business case is the current stage. How much we lose? Yes. How much we lose? Of course, in terms of money. Then what we promise. So how much we gain or save. So this is exactly how much we as the project team using the Lean Six Sigma, how much we are going to save when we finish the project, and what is the risk if nothing will be done. Also, this is a very good motivation sentence, not financial one. I mean, on top of this financial results, these benefits that we are going to bring to the process, to the environment, to everyone who is involved, especially for the customers. So how much do we lose, how much we can gain, and what is the risk if nothing will be done. So why actually everyone has to, why everyone has engaged in the project. Hello, and it's nice to see you. Welcome to my streaming when we discuss about the Lean Six Sigma projects, and very often we discuss about the basics of management, basic of leadership, basic of process, leading the process, working with the people, delivering to your customer what he's expecting, and in general about how to behave in the team, how to behave in the company. And this is actually, if we are talking about the Lean Six Sigma, this is all about this. How to create fruitful relations with the others in the process. This is the most important. Oh, sorry. I'm creating something and you... I'm very sorry. I'm writing down something and I forget to switch in the OBC. Oh, I'm sorry. So, this is what we created. So, define, SIPOC, know your customer, voice of the customer, CTQ is going to measure, a business case, and project charter is going to the DMake project as the preparation for the project. And the business case consists of 3 steps. 1, what is the current state, how much do we lose, what we promise, how much we can gain, and what is the risk if nothing will be done. How much do we lose? How much we lose? Okay, you will see what I mean. So now again we can switch to the Google spreadsheet. So how we will create this business case regarding point A. So how much we lose. And this is also a preliminary calculation. This is not the moment we have to verify the measurement system. This is just to have the first glance about how big the problem is. And actually to calculate this and to have any rough idea, we have to just recall every situation when the CTQ was not met. Yes, so in the past, you look, when the CTQ was not met, and what you have to do, you have to just think about some moment in the past, like okay, I remember one thing. You have to write down when it was, or perhaps you remember another delivery, late delivery, or 3 late deliveries you remember. So you have to really think about, or we do like this. I think it will be better. So any other. So you have to you have to look into some documents, you have to look for some evidences, you have to ask someone, you have to just recall the situations when the CTQ was not met. And it's good, for example, that you at least indicate the month, or indicate the week would be the best, but the month is the simplest requirements in this case. So for example, like June 2011, I remember one thing, There was another late delivery was in August, I think. And then no, there was 2 times in August. Yes, you are just you are just grabbing from the memory. And then there was, I think, nothing in November, in September, no, November. There was one in November, and so on, so on. So you are just trying to recall these situations, and then what you have to do, you have to also collect how much how much does it cost, how much it was cost in all kind of cost of poor quality. So you have to write down any example of cost of poor quality, because this from this you will be able to really yes, from this you will be able to calculate poor, sorry, of poor quality. So what are the elements of cost of poor quality? Of course, additional time, some reworks, reworks, some scraps. What else? Some additional transport. Could be additional sorting, some inspection, like a travels, fees. So this may be a lot different kind of cost of poor quality elements, and then you just write here in dollars, the currency where the process take place. Okay, in Poland it will be in Polish zloty, or it could be also in euro, in dollars, doesn't matter, but you have to keep the same currency. Okay, so let's take that, for example, the additional time when the late delivery appears in June 2019. We have to cover additional transport. I remember it cost 2,000 euro, and we have hired, actually I remember, 2 people. They were sorting this for this amount of time, and it was additional 1,000 euro. We had to go to the customer, it was 500 euro, and the agreement with the customer, no, the production of the customer stops, and actually it was costing like 10,000 euro. Yes, and you are making the same. Like in August, no, we just made some reworks, like 2,000 euro, nothing more, and then like 500 scraps, for example. Yes, in August additional, okay, like 3,000 euro, and so on. Additional time, like 1,500, and travels 1,500 as well. Yes, and then it was a huge problem in November. We had to pay 20,000 fees. It was a lot of travels, 2,000, and what else? Inspection, for example. The customer required an company, outside company for inspection, and of course we are making here nice format of currency, more currencies, and we take the dollars, apply. Okay, of course we are making a summary where we have the summary somewhere here is okay, we take the summary here, and we make everything, and we are also making, so this is the sum Yes. It's like a total. Yes, we can also call it total. Totales, and here also total, because we make a summary of all these months. So, and you can say, sorry, so this problem in last year during 4 months, the total additional cost was $47,000, and for the business case, you are always trying to show the problem in the annual scale. So you have to recalculate this to 12 months. Why 12 months? The 12 months will always look better in terms of the money we are losing. And very often the budget is for 12 months in most of the companies. So if someone has to compare the cost with the budget or some plans, when you present this in the 12 in the scale in the perspective for 12 months, it will be much more easier for most of the managers to take the conclusion and understand, wow, this is a really problem for us. Okay, so you have to recalculate to 12 months, and you would like to have some kind of summary like annual problem cost. Sorry. And how you do this? You see, when you have like 1, 2, 3, I think this is like half a year. So you have to just multiply this by 2. So you take this times 2. If this is everything what you remember, it was only happens in June, July. So let's do this in 7. Then it will be 1. Yes, July, August, November. That's all. So this is the annual problem cost, and we do this in blue. Great. So what we did, we already managed to fulfill and finish this point. So we know exactly how much the problem cost and how much we lose. If we do nothing, we will lose year by year at least $94,000. Okay, so this was point A. So let's make it bold, make it bigger. Okay, and now it's point B in our business case. Savings. How much we can? How much we can save? And now it's a tricky point, because what actually we are doing. I mean, this is something that we have to really remember, and this is important subject for the training, for actually our work. Let's do it like this. So I will try to draw it very quickly for you, because it will be very important point. So we have our process, yes, and as the result of the process, we have the effect. True. So we have the effect. So we are running the process. Let's make it bigger. It's much more easier to work in the PowerPoint than this Google spreadsheet. Okay. Let's have a look if we have some questions right now. No. Do we have some questions on the YouTube? No, as well. So the effect and the process, and so from the process we have the effect, and we are applying to the effect. What customer is applying to the effect? The customer is applying to the effect what we have described yesterday, CTQ. So the customer is looking at our process, comparing it, comparing some elements, some figures out of the effect. They are comparing this with CTQ, and what CTQ is kept able to do, the CTQ do nothing more than sorting. The CTQ is only sorting. The CTQ is sorting into actually two piles. There's nothing more. The CTQ is not doing more than sorting the effects of our work into two piles. So one pile, I know it will not be exactly the same. Okay, but also good. So where we have the pile of something. Okay, let's do this triangle. So we have two piles. One pile is definitely green. One pile is green, and this green pile is called OK. So we have the OK effect. So effects that are perfectly okay with CTQ. The customer is happy and he's paying for this. The next pile that CTQ is sorting out is of course the red one, and this pile is called no OK, or sometimes not good. Doesn't matter what kind of, how you name the scraps, the mistakes, defects, and so on. So the CTQ is doing only this, and when you make the summary, this is your problem. This pile, the value of the pile, the weight of the pile, the size of the pile, this is your problem. But we are still not we did not define yet a project goal. The CTQ or problem is not your project goal. This is very important. Your project goal is only after you you say to yourself, to your customer, to your sponsor, to doesn't matter who is verifying it. Let me do this a little bit bigger. Okay, good. So only after you declare that I'm going to reduce the problem by, for example, 20%. So let's do this. No, this is the problem, and the problem is the problem that the problem. Okay, so we decided to, we declare our promises that we solve this by 20% till this is your project goal. So you want to reduce this by okay, is it clear? Is it clear or not? I mean, this is very important, and I have seen a lot of mistakes. In so perhaps I will do like this. I will do like this. Okay, and this is the problem. Oh, great. So the CTQ, no, the problem is this pile. This is okay, so this is the problem. A project goal is promise that I will reduce by 20% till, and there's a date. Oh, sorry. Let me reduce this. Great, I think now it should be okay. So, and what you have to remember, what I want you to remember, that why I'm not allowed to put here a symbol. Okay, so not equal, and I will do it much more bigger. And please remember that the CTQ is something different than problem, and the problem is something different than project goal. They are not the same statements. They are totally different subjects, different nature, different purpose of creating. So please do not put that my project goal is CTQ. No. Also, your problem is your project goal is not a problem. You will never be able to reduce the problem fully in 100%. It's simply not possible. Hello. I hope you agree with me. My friend is following right now. So this is why we have to, when we are going to say what we promise, how much we can gain or save, you never put you never say that what I promise is 100% project reduction, problem reduction. You have to always be pragmatic, you have to be realistic, you have to think according to SMART, and your project goal is you promise that you reduce the problem by 20%, and this is what we have to reflect in our charter. So now you see that this is the problem. It's 94,000 euro, this annual problem, and how much we can gain. And now you have the project effect in percentage. So you say that, okay, I'm going to reduce the problem by 20%. Now we can calculate. So this times this, and these are my savings. Okay, and also to be in line with the SMART, you have to put a deadline. So till when? Like 05/2020. So this is at point B. So A is how much we lose. So this is a very important element of the business case. And then how much we can save. So actually what we did right now, only now we managed to fulfill this second requirement of the business case, which is how much we promise, how much we can save, okay? And the last one, it was the risk if nothing will be done except the cost. So we have to write down in few sentences. You don't need to do any calculation right now because it's not necessary. So in point C you have what is the risk above the financial cost. Yes, what is the risk above financial cost? That nothing will be done. So what this could be? For example, you are saying that, okay, if we will not run the project, if we will not successfully finish the project, we can, for example, lose the market share. Okay. We can, for example, the customer will go. Yeah. What we lose reputation. Okay, I forgot to check the spellings. Sorry. This might be spelling. Let's do the spelling. Oh, good. What else? What about the PR? PR will be damaged. So you write down different several risks that may occur when no one will accept that the project is important. And now I would like to point, how to say, remind you how important this project, the business case, is right now. So right now we managed to create a business case, so we know exactly what is the current state, so how much do we lose, how much we can gain, what's the risk. And please imagine that you have created this, you have the numbers, you have the number. Look, we have calculated here exactly how much we can save with this project. So there is a potential to save at least 18,000. You may ask me why I assume only 20% of the savings. This is like the most safe percentage when you start a Lean Six Sigma. After a lot of projects, you may increase this to 30-40%. Is depending on a lot of situations. For example, if you have a good access to right data, you may even aim for 50%. If this is the first time and no one was implementing any changes in the process, is also a good, because you will see a lot of low-hanging fruits you can pick up and achieve a lot of savings. So everything depends on the process. But if you are starting with Lean Six Sigma, if you have no experience, I encourage and suggest to write down 20%. If you achieve more, it's even better. Your sponsor, your chef, your boss, a company, your customer will be more satisfied. But it's better to it's better to promise more less, but be realistic, than promise more and then not deliver, not achieve. Okay. So the savings, we have how big the pain is right now, how much we can save, and if no one will support me, if we will actually not, if we not finish the project, what will happen? And now please imagine that you have these numbers, you have these few statements. You can also show this with the Cyborg, you can also show the CTQ, yes, but you're showing this to someone in your company, like a maintenance manager or IT manager, or someone who you are going to ask for help, and you doing this very short presentation, and he listening, okay, but I don't care. What? I don't care. I will not help you. I will not give you this person. I will not spend any time to look for some data in our MRP system, for example. So he's actually acting against the company. He is actually not taking a chance to save money, and saving money is one of the major tasks for any manager in the company. Don't you agree with me? So this was our task for today. I hope you liked today's streaming. So just again to remind you what we did today, we have collected the cost of poor quality from the historical numbers. We make a summary, we create an annual problem cost, then we decide how much we can gain, or so we create a savings, and then risk. So we are almost done with the define phase. There is still one task for defines we discuss tomorrow. So I think it's going to be like every phase we will finish with 1 week. So tomorrow we finish define phase, and then from next Monday we start with the measure phase, and we go step by step. So after 4 weeks we should have a full Lean Six Sigma Green Belt project book for you, ready to use, free of charge, with all the explanations. You have to just follow the streaming sessions. You take this book, you take the presentation, and you can deliver a lot of savings around you. So thank you very much for watching. And if you think that this subject and what we did so far was interesting, has some value, and you would like to see the impact around you, like with your customer, with your suppliers, so please share it, please give it, show it, to your friends, to your customer, to your suppliers, to your in your company, and start using this. This is really important to use this, especially if you would like to recover from the loss from the situation we are right now. I think this kind of approach will be necessary, will be needed to any company. Elon Musk will need this, Gates will need this, Branson will need this. Everyone who would like to run and recover from the losses right now will need this approach. So I think this is important. Thank you very much. If you don't agree with me, please state in the comments. If you agree with me, share it, and share it with your friends, with your suppliers, customers. Thank you very much again, and see you tomorrow.